Hi, everyone. My name is Dr. Tanya. I am so excited to be on the broadcast today. I have two very special guests, Dr. Gloria and also Dr. Joseph, and you are going to be in for a treat. I'm so excited about their new business and what they're doing. I had to have them on the show. But before we get started, let's play the commercial. Welcome, Dr. Gloria. Welcome, Dr.
Welcome.
Joseph.
Thank you.
Hello. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank
How are
you
you?
so much for being on the show today. What I'd like to do, I'd like to get started with just knowing more about the both of you. Um, Dr. Merton and I, we know each other because we teach at a university, and and I just want to know more about you. So I know a little bit about Dr. Merton, but I'd like to start with Dr. Gloria, if that's okay. If you would just tell us a little bit more about you.
Oh, absolutely. Well, I started out many years ago in the educational field as well as in medicine, and I was doing both and juggling both, and got some degrees in education, bachelor's, master's, and then while I was teaching education, I just decided I didn't want to do that anymore. I was raising 6 children, and now they're grown adults, of course, but it was just a little much being part of that educational arena and then going home with more children. And so I just felt that it was time for me to move on. So I went into pharmaceutical research and development. And out of that, I did that for like 8.5 years. And at the same time, I owned a construction company. So a lot of project management. It was wonderful. I just so enjoyed both fields. It was great. But then 2008 hit, and I ended up developing businesses for people and then for myself as well, and ran those businesses for the last 10, 15 years, and went back to school again, redid my education, and graduated with a doctorate of management in environmental and social sustainability. And I got to know Dr. Joseph for the last several years. And I just asked one day, hey, I have this idea. I think we should just go into business for ourselves because there's so much that needs to be done that nobody is doing for the actual businesses that are out there. Nobody's empowering them with the knowledge that they really need to know in order to change their management and leadership capabilities and expand on them to make the organization sustainable. So we went crazy, of course. We love the idea. And we brought on one of our colleagues as well. So there's 3 of us partners. And each of us just balances each other out. Obviously, Joseph, he's the academic and the scholar and everything else. And I'm like the make it happen person, the business person. And then we have Clay Thompson, Dr. Clay Thompson, who is taking care of a lot of the project management. And he and I work very closely together on making things happen. But, definitely can't do it without Joseph, and together we have developed this company that trains leaders and managers on how to become more sustainable. We teach sustainable concepts to them, and so they can apply it in management. And then we also teach the management side of it to apply within sustainability. And then we show them how to use this, where it needs to be used. And we turn around then and we actually make it so they can be capable of doing these measurements and measures in all these different areas within their organization. So we took a year-long program or longer, and we crammed it all into 4 days as a cram session, intensive training of 4 days, and which allows them to have something they can take back to their own personal organization and apply it within their area of knowledge and expertise. So we help them develop that as well throughout this whole 4-day intensive training. So it's all about sustainability for us. and not polluting anything, and corporate social responsibility and business continuity, and I can go on and on, but we all of us need to try to make those UN 2025 goals and the 2030 goals, and potentially the 2050 goals and into the future after that. So this is going to give them a good concrete foundation of knowledge that they can use and put to use as soon as they step their foot back into their working environment once again.
And that's what I love, Dr. Gloria. You have quite extensive resume. I'm impressed.
Thank you.
And that's what makes what you guys doing so special to me, because you not only have the academic portion of it, but you also have the career experience. In other words, you know what you're talking about, you know what you're doing. And you're right, there's so many different things about sustainability that business owners really don't know. I'm still learning myself also. So now what I'd like to do is, Dr. Joseph Merton, would you please tell us a little bit about yourself?
Okay. And so my background is very interesting. Um, I spent the majority of my adult life overseas, and that was with U.S. Army National Guard, and also U.S. Army itself, and also the Foreign Agricultural Service. And so I've been to almost every country in Europe, also almost every country in the Middle East. Um, with that type of background, what I learned about sustainability, plus my life in South America, I also used to live in South America for almost 10 years. But what I learned about sustainability from those experiences is very interesting. Now, academically, graduate University of Illinois, Champaign-Urbana, um, agricultural economics major, um, minor computer science, other minor East Asian languages and culture. Um, Graduate school, Colorado Technical University, master's business administration, also a doctor management, and with focus on sustainability. Um, Majority of my professional life, again, working with the United States government. Actually, I've worked for the United States government almost entirely, with the exception of working for a Ford Motor Company as an undergraduate.
Oh,
And when I worked with Ford Motor Company, that allowed me to experience how corporate life is in America. That plus also the other private sector work that I've worked in, um, MetLife life insurance, selling whole life insurance policies, and the Chicago Board of Trade as a floor trader. Um, and so very interesting. Yeah, and so what I bring to the table is an entire global view of what
oh.
sustainability is and how the world is and how the world works. Um, the experiences I had overseas, plus here in the United States, are substantial. And so when if one reads older books and they talk about a Renaissance man, you're looking at a Renaissance man. Now, I do not drive. I ride a bicycle. And the reason why I ride a bicycle, well, number one, save gas. Number two, human health. Number three, again, to maintain the body and also to maintain the planet.
Thank you, Dr. Joseph. I'm impressed. I knew that already because we had taught at the college, so I had an opportunity to to get to know you a little bit more. And I want to thank you for your military service. We are both vets, so both veterans rather, and thank you for your service. So I would like to ask the both of you one question. Start out with one question. Um, what is sustainability to you? So, Dr. Gloria, would you like to answer that first, please?
Oh, sure. Sustainability to me is a combination of, it's a science to me that we can apply to many fields of all the physical sciences, as well as psychological and social sciences. And it combines everything, all the interactions and the challenges to reduce poverty, conserve the planet's lifespan, and not polluting and supporting all the systems therein. To sustain something, though, it means to allow that in this case, the people and everybody on the planet, as well as the planet itself, to maintain itself in a sustainable manner so it can be passed on down throughout centuries and still be what we have today. It's very important to us. We hold things dear to our heart when it comes to sustainability. And I just, we go into it from different angles of our book. And we have sustainability applies to 13 different areas of our business world and life cycle of which we live on this planet as a business or even by ourselves. So
Thank you. That's awesome, Dr. Gloria. I agree with you on that, and I look forward to reading the book. I have not read the book yet, but I'm I'm going to read the book because on TV on this platform today on the Mucho Dinero show, where we educate, we empower, and we promote. I am telling the both of you that I am a nerd, and I love being a nerd.
we're all nerds.
So this is what really grind my gears, having this type of talk that we're having right now is so interesting to me. Listening audience, I want to applaud both Dr. Gloria and Dr. Joseph and their team for starting this new business. So what is the name of, well, first I want to know what the sustainability is for Dr. Joseph, and then we'll talk about the name of the business. I'm sorry. I'm so excited.
Okay, great. Okay, and so many of the same definitions that Dr. Warren provided us. Now, the our part of it, because within the financial field, there is a new concept that has been developed by IFRS, International Financial Accounting Reporting Services, and so there are new accounting standards that include sustainability. Within finance and accounting, the main thing is measurement. And so, how can we measure what is sustainable and not sustainable? Now, before that these standards came out, it was very difficult to define what sustainability is financially in how to show companies, organizations, groups, cities, etc. What is sustainability because of you know our economy and the type of society that we live in, because everything comes down again to monetary matters. And so, how can we demonstrate what is sustainability and how can we measure that monetarily? And so, I am key on what these standards are on measuring sustainability financially and through accounting. Uh, with the social and economic standards, um, the United Nations Sustainability Development Goals are the key that everybody is following throughout the rest of the world. And so the UN developed global sustainability goals that most major corporations are following within the United States, plus major corporations in the European Union and in Asia. And with those organizations following the UN sustainability goals, we are working. That plus the accounting standards that have been developed and adopted, we are working towards that future. Um, we are only at the beginning of the 21st century, but what we do now in the 21st century, during our time in the 21st century, will resound to the 22nd century. So I am future focused towards the 22nd century and beyond, but we need to lay the groundwork right now within the 21st century at the start of it.
And what I'm gathering with your business, Dr. Gloria and Dr. Joseph, what I'm gathering is that you guys have the tools, you have the steps that can help business owners line up their goals and align to what the UN goals are concerning sustainability. That's what am I correct by saying
correct. That? We have actually simplified the process. And you can imagine all that information from like 12 months worth of information or more crammed into just 4 days. You can imagine we needed to simplify everything within the process. So we have simplified charts, simplified a lot of take-home charts and measures that they'll have with them when they leave, so they can reuse this information over and over again in different areas of their company as well. So it's not just the person, we're educating them and giving them that sustainability management professional acronym after their name. We're actually sending that organization back, there with all this information they can use in all of their departments to help the full life cycle in all of their decision-making processes.
And that's so important. I have my doctorate I have a doctorate in international business. And so I'm really big on, that's why I'm doing this show. It's all about empowering others. So I'm really big on providing those tools. So Dr. Glory, will you please tell us the name of your business? The name of all of your businesses actually.
Okay, so we have our main business, which is Sustainability Management Institute. And we will also we have memberships and everything that also supplies people with the Sustainability Management Journal and up and coming research. And we've actually have a sister company with Sustainable You, that it's a newsletter people can use in their homes as well to conserve energy and conserve water and conserve just about anything around them, make them more sustainable in their own environment as well as in their work environment. So we've paired up with that. But anyways, it's all about, it's just sustainability and living that sustainability, not just talking about it, not just going to work and becoming make the organization more sustainable, but helping the person as an individual become more sustainable as well. Like Joseph here, riding a bike. That's what he does. Bike and train, I think it is, right? So he is very much so about not putting much of a carbon footprint on this planet.
I love it. I really love it because it's tools that's going to help all of us. And like you said, even with the homes, you've developed a tool that we could use actually in the homes also. So I absolutely love it. I applaud the both of you and the efforts that you have been doing thus far, because I know it's a lot of work. It's a lot of research. So now what I'd like to do is I'd like to get into a couple of other questions. What ideas does your company have?
Joseph, you want to take that?
Yes. So again, so what I experienced overseas, and this comes back to the business part of sustainability. And so sustainability is not only about the environment; it's about how you can be sustainable as an organization and how you can be sustainable within the community of your organization, and how your organization can be sustainable with its members. Yeah, and so with the experience I've had overseas, especially in South America, and so businesses in South America, they suffer from Spanish colonial law. And Spanish colonial law is written all over South America, and so Spanish colonial law has businesses locked in a very bureaucratic process where to do anything that we would consider easy, such as filing taxes, would take 15, 20 pages, and going to a physical lawyer to have 15, 20 pages audited,
Oh,
etc.
wow.
Yeah, yeah. Before filing your taxes in South America, the other burden that they have upon business in South America, outside of that level of bureaucracy, is corruption. In order to get around the Spanish colonial law in South America, of course, you can pay somebody. And so, is that type of business sustainable or not? No, it's not. So the other thing that I realized is that most businesses in South America are closed, meaning that an outsider, a non-family member, or nobody who has paid the price to somebody can work in that business or participate in that business or within that business sector. So everything there is controlled by as we would call it in America, cartelized. So everything is broken up into sectors controlled by different families, different groups. So how do we break out of that? How do we make business in America in such a way that free from corruption, free from bureaucracy, and that business can be free without corruption, bureaucracy, political influence, and how business can be such a business in America that can help not only its members, but its greater community. So that's how I view how sustainability is within the business sense.
That's awesome. Those are some key points. I can't imagine having to have like 30 pages just to get my taxes done. That's interesting. Now, Dr. Gloria, what I'd like you to
really
do,
varies.
what I'd like you to do is I'd like you to tell me how your organization, how you guys' organization is different from other organizations.
Well, one way is that we have what we call the Gold Book. It's a sustainability gold book. We've finished writing it. It's going through editing right now, and it has 13 cores. Each of these cores, whether it's water, air, food, green energy, pros and cons of each different type of green energy, that it's pretty expansive. Policy and government considerations for the organization, leadership styles, as well as the learners' styles, and combining the two. So we have this gold book, and has vast areas. Each area looks into the history within their section. It looks into the problem, and everything's scientifically based, and it looks into the applying the knowledge, as well as assessments and measures of which they can use to assess and measure where they're at. And then as they go through the book, it takes them from the basics and goes into more extended information. There are a lot of our own theories here, and these theories are incorporated into the book, as well as processes which we've developed, which are more simplified than anything we've seen out there. We like seeing processes, but when you see processes and there are missing steps that are crucial for the user, that bothered us. So, I mean, we have extended knowledge, so we know what steps are used, but most managers, they'll be given an assignment, hey, make this more sustainable, here you go. And they'll be like, so it's not fair to them. So we just want to give them the tools at all different levels of knowledge so that they can take it and run with. And that's different than what most companies are doing and what most universities even are doing at this point. So we're applying this in the 4-day cram jam, as I nicknamed it. I don't know if everyone on our team agrees, but we have 3 different professional certifications. One's a sustainability management professional. For any leader or manager that's out there right now, they can just go ahead and look at our site, and we have discounts going on right now, which is great for them to take advantage of. Then we have a sustainability management practitioner, which will be implemented in colleges and universities. And we have a couple grants identified perhaps for the universities and colleges to use. And then we have the sustainability management associate, which is for corporations that want us to come in and train about 10 to 20 people at one time. Instead of paying for each one to come to us, we can have a discount for them in their organization and train them, and they can get an SMA after their name. And if they take the exam, then they can become an SMP, Sustainability Management Professional. So we could train whole corp companies, and we can train individuals. This isn't something that really is being done at this level. First of all, the level itself, I can't find anything anywhere at this level of being trained. And then having these flex programs that we can go into companies and fly somewhere and just do a few organizations that want to get together and do something for their training. We're different. We are not the same what's out there, as well as our team is very different. So
yeah, I love it. I actually love it. And if all the listeners, if you're listening and you want to level up on your skills, I recommend that you look at the bottom. It's scrolling at the bottom. You could go through the Sustainability Management Institute and get the training, get the sustainability training. It's for business owners, it's for educators, it's for individuals, and I just love the idea because we can't continue to do what we're doing and expect to have the resources that we have right now in the future. So something has to be done. And I love what Dr. Joseph and Dr. Gloria is doing and has done. So you talked about membership a little bit. Could either one of you explain the membership program that you have?
Yes, we actually have a membership program. And that membership program is very expansive. It's not just, okay, be a member. But the membership program entails a lot of interesting things within it that I'm so sorry.
That's okay.
It has the newsletter with all the research, which it entails, and then it has the other sister company. Sustainable U is also part of that. They get that. They get discounted workshops, which we will be offering towards the end of 2023. They I don't know, Joseph, you want to kick in a few there?
Oh yes, yes,
It's
yes,
a
yes,
whole
yes,
list.
yes. And what we offer with our membership, again, food training, the benefits that Dr. Gloria Warren has mentioned, um, plus with our membership, there are other bonuses. Um, we can also give free consultations once you sign up at any time. So if you're having a management problem, go ahead, give us a call. If you remember, we can talk about it and stuff, etc. If you have an accounting problem, give us a call. We'll talk about it. So
I love it.
these are the type of services that we can give our members.
I love it. Anytime you can get help to increase the bottom line profits in your business is such a blessing. And because sustainability is a norm now, hopefully Dr. Gloria and Dr. Joseph agree with me on that. It has become a norm in the businesses today, and we're not going to be able to just get away with not making sure that we are sustainable in our businesses anymore. um, I think that is so important. So I love those benefits. And I have one final question before um, we end our interview today. Either one of you could answer. What makes your instructors top notch?
Well, we are a team of 8 doctors, scholars, and many of us teach at universities and colleges, and all the hands-on experience. Everyone was particularly chosen because we have different areas that all come together. That if I don't know something, say, even though I have emergency management in my resume, I don't know as much about hazmat. So there we actually have Dr. Rhonda is worked for hazmat for the EPA for, gosh, I think 15, 16
Yes,
years or
yes,
something.
yes.
Yeah, so all of us have very unique, extended expertise in our areas. And together we all fill in gaps that otherwise would be missing. And that would be a shame if somebody was coming for training and none of us had the experience. So when they sign up, we ask them for their job title to make sure somebody is there. If not, we will make sure somebody is there for them. So it's just not, I don't know of any other company that is run by 8 doctors. So
I
Yes.
know. And here's my pitch, Dr. Joseph and Dr. Gloria. I would be happy to be a part of the team.
well, we may have to call on you. So you never know, because like I said, if there's a missing gap there, we're going to need to look outside and get that person in there before that conference and try to fill those gaps for the people that are there.
Well, I'm available. You have my numbers.
Yes, and one thing I would like to jump in on. So it's interesting with the geography, and so myself and Dr. Gloria Warren. Now we are both from Chicago area. Um, our colleague, Dr. Rhonda McBride, she is a graduate of Illinois Institute of Technology, also within the Chicago area. Um, we have other colleagues that who work with us who are within the Tennessee area, Dr. Angela, um, and also um, Dr. Clay is from Kentucky. And so you can see this entire connection through geography. And then, of course, with our business at the university, Dr. Webb himself is from Tennessee. So very
Wow.
interesting. Yes.
Wow, that's awesome. Yeah, 8 doctors. That's awesome. I love it. I love it. Oh wow. Okay, we have
As Dr. Gloria was mentioning, um, our different backgrounds um, bring many different skills. So within my skill set at the university, with cybersecurity, IT, plus my accounting and finance skills, you have Dr. Clay Thompson. He brings in his skills as a former member of the Kentucky state government, plus his military skills, plus his skills from the Air Force and project management, plus Dr. Gloria's skills with the pharmaceutical and health industry, plus Dr. McBride's skills from the EPA. So we have a conglomerate of skills that are unique and beyond any type of organization of this type.
And that was just a little smidgen
Oh
of
yes,
our
yes,
skill
yes.
sets
Oh yes,
together.
yes. And we have a colleague um, in Colorado who became what was a commissioner of agriculture, uh, uh, Dr. Cynthia Donardo. She is a commissioner of agriculture. I'm sorry, commissioner of horticulture in the state of Colorado, and she just
For
recently
farming,
received
yeah.
that position.
I
All of
love it.
our colleagues are very esteemed, very high level, and then yes, the majority of us do teach at universities.
Yes. I love it. Yep. That's very impressive. I mean, quite impressive to
Awesome.
be honest with you.
Well, thank you so much for saying that. That really, although we are doing this, we know we are on a tangent, that this must be done. This is the time we must do this. This isn't a question. This is our journey. But it is always good to hear somebody saying kudos and,
Yeah, you got this is really needed. I've been a business consultant or a person that helps business development for over a decade.
Mhm.
So one of the things that I find that has been a trend is that people what they sometimes do, business owners will do, is we won't take the time to breathe and to get the training we need. So here it is. Through SMI, you guys are providing that help that's so needed, in order to grow our businesses and to maintain the business and to sustain our businesses. So, I recognize value when I see it, Dr. Gloria and Dr. Joseph. So what you're bringing, you're solving problems, and I really see this business growing. So I want to thank you both for that. I want to thank you for being on the show today.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you
and
for inviting us.
Oh, I'm honored, to be honest with you. I'm so honored. So what I'd like to do in closing, is there anything that either one of you or the both of you would like to say in closing to the listening audience? Because this is going to be going all over the place, not just here on Facebook Live and LinkedIn, but it's being broadcasted in, like, I think 2, 4, 6, 7 different places. And then our editors are going to get together and we're going to edit it and we're going to put it on Amazon Roku on the Swing Girl Media TV. So we're going to be on TV, y'all.
Wonderful. Yay. I really would like to say that if there is an organization that has a problem and they need a think tank, we are the think tank. Contact us. We will powwow and see what we come up with. I mean, the things that come out of our meetings are phenomenal. And it's just amazing, the ideas, very thought-provoking, and perhaps we can assist them with moving towards their goals.
Oh, that's awesome. I agree with that. I absolutely love being in think tanks, business think tanks, because it's just, it's just so awesome. I want to say thank you to Lanisha Bridges. She's saying thank you all for your expertise and the great work that you're doing. So I think thank you, Miss Lanisha Bridges.
Thank you.
She's actually Queen Lanisha Bridges is she's a queen. She holds that she actually is a queen for real with a real crown. So thank you so much for saying that. So we've had other people. There was someone earlier that said, tell Dr. Joseph I said hello. So you guys have hit something, and I want you to continue to go on. I wish to both of you the best. Dr. Gloria, is everything that if there's anything that I can do to help you, please be sure to reach out to me. I'm just not saying that just to say that. I really do mean that. I value what you're doing. Dr. Joseph, you and I at the same university, so you're gonna have to bump heads with me no matter what. But Dr. Gloria, let's stay in contact with one another. Let's continue to help each other. Let's continue to support one another, because to me that's so important, so important. And Dr. Joseph, is there anything you would like to say in closing?
Yeah. And so in closing, again, we are the type of people who can bring diverse teams together. We are the type of people who can help people solve each other's problems, business problems, social problems within their organization. Yeah, because all that stuff comes down to, again, sustainability is not only about people, planet, and profit. Sustainability is also about the entire organization, the community, and the people who work in that organization. Because in the end, if we truly believe in the type of society that we have here in America, then our society depends upon private business, but private business also is independent. But that independent business, the means of that independent business is also to help its community and help its members. And so that's
right.
what one of the main things that we try to do.
That's right. I love it. That's what I love. I love it. So the only thing I want to do is I want to put you guys on the spot. I didn't tell you I was going to ask you this question. So this is a whammy. Please tell me that you'll come back. Please come back and visit again.
Absolutely.
Yes.
We'll give you a full report.
So now if I want to get hardcore into Chicago stuff, and so if you ever seen the X-Files, in X-Files, Agent Scully asked Agent Mulder, "Hey, what is the whammy?" so, so thank you.
You're welcome.
For
thank you so
giving
much.
us the whammy.
Have a wonderful day, everyone. Listening audience, if this has been a blessing to you, be sure to put a number 8 in the comments area. Right across the screen, you'll see exactly where Sustainability Management Institute, where their website is. Be sure to get in contact with them. I'm telling you, if I was a new business, I would definitely contact them to at least get that free consult and to see the list of the different tools that they are actually. Oh wow, you guys are getting H. You see this? Look at that.
Yay!
Oh, yay.
Oh wow.
Wow, you're getting
Nice.
H. I told you. I know when I see goodness, when I see goodness, when I see greatness, I know when I see it. So you guys were supposed to be on this show today. Keep going, keep moving, keep pushing. I really do mean it. I will teach for your institute. Yes, I will.
We're
and
so
I
blessed.
will and I will promote
you.
you. Keep going, just keep going. And this has been such a great time that we've had today. I've learned a lot. I have to go do my research now on what the UN sustainability, what that is. And I recognize that if I don't understand it,
2030, 2050.
Yes. But the great thing about it is if I want to know more about it, it's best to come through you all, to come through the Sustainability Management Institute so that I can really know. And I like having that comma and having those letters behind my name. So getting that certification is a win-win.
Absolutely.
Okay, so thank you so much to both of you. Thank you, Dr. Gloria.
Thank you,
Dr. Joseph. I look forward to you coming again on the Mucho Dinero show. Have an awesome day.
You too.
Thank you so very much. Thank you.
You're welcome.